violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Breaking news overnight.
Orange County deputies are investigating a deadly shooting in a townhome community. The sheriff's office got the call in the past few hours along Egret Shores Drive in the Econ Landing neighborhood off Curry Ford Road near 417. Ezzy Castro is there live with the latest. Ezzy.
Well, the sheriff's office confirmed one man was shot here on Egret Shores Drive. Again, this is the Econ Landing community just off the 417. And deputies got the call just after 1:30 this morning. When they got here, they found a man believed to be in his 30s with a gunshot wound. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Dang. This stuff is nonstop. It just keeps on rolling, man. Dude, like, I'm trying to keep up with all these stories. It's just going so fast, man.
The sheriff's office won't say what led to the gunfire, but they say the shooter did stay at the scene and is cooperating with the investigation. Now, meantime, deputies continue to keep part of the neighborhood blocked off. They've been out here already for a couple of hours now. We're going to stay on top of this story as it continues to develop and bring you those updates here on News 6. But for now, live in Orange County, Ezzy Castro, getting results. News 6.
Thank you, Ezzy, for the update. The man accused of shooting and killing a former Orlando Magic player is getting ready to go before a judge for the first time since his arrest.
Wow. So this was an Orlando Magic basketball player. It's crazy.
It comes as we're learning more from deputies about what happened in the moments after the deadly shooting. We first brought you this story as breaking news yesterday when deputies arrested 29-year-old Lawrence Doherty in the death of Adreian Payne. News 6's Ezzy Castro is following the latest on the investigation.
According to this arrest affidavit, suspect Lawrence Doherty went back to his home to grab a gun before he allegedly shot Adreian Payne. He says,
dang, like, bro, how do you give this super gremlin the chance to go back to the crib and pull up with the blammer and yam it out on you? Guys, this is why you got to share my channel. This is why you got to share my videos. This is how I know the message isn't getting out there, because he would have known that, yo, if I get in an argument with a super gremlin, it's about to turn into demon time.
As he was, quote, intimidated by his size. News 6 learning new details about the shooting death of former Orlando Magic player Adreian Payne. Records by the Orange County Sheriff's Office shows suspected shooter, 29-year-old Lawrence Doherty, called 911 after the shooting and said, quote, he acted like he got a gun and I shot him. I ran inside my house and I shot him. The whole thing happened at the Econ Landing townhome community on Egret Shores Drive around 1:30 yesterday morning. During an interview with detectives, Doherty said he saw the shape of a gun on Payne's shirt and described being intimidated due to his size. Though records showed Payne did not have a gun and nothing was found in his car. Meantime, no one at Doherty's home wanted to answer the door after we asked for comment. Doherty, who is facing a first-degree murder charge, claims his actions were justified. In Orange County, Ezzy Castro, getting results. News 6.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me. I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo.
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
That's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Thank you. We are following the death of a former NBA player gunned down in a local neighborhood. Adreian Payne was found on Egret Shores Drive near State Road 417 and Curry Ford Road. As West 2's Bob Hazen reports, the shooter apparently admitted to grabbing the gun.
Detectives say Adreian Payne had no weapon and was no threat, but the accused killer still claimed that he was justified in shooting the pro basketball player.
Dang, so he gonna take the self-defense, stand your ground stance on this one.
Black car that we saw parked in the Econ Landing neighborhood belonged to Adreian Payne, who played briefly for the Orlando Magic and was well known as a star at Michigan State. Now, this man, Lawrence Doherty, is accused of his murder, even though he called 911, stayed at the scene, and according to new court documents West 2 obtained, told detectives, quote, he was protecting his family and protecting his home. Those documents suggest Payne and his girlfriend came to this neighborhood at the request of Doherty's girlfriend, which they'd done in the past to serve as mediators and prevent any violence. The report says Doherty came back to his home here and saw Payne's car. He considered that a threat and told detectives that Payne, quote, cut around my block and he tried shooting me. It says Doherty admitted that he walked inside his home while his young son was still outside, got a gun, came back out, and then, quote, he acted like he had a gun and I shot him.
Wow. Sounds like Buddy lying, because the police said they did not find a gun on Adreian Payne. So it's crazy what these dudes will do. Apparently, Adreian Payne was there with his girl to try and intervene with this super gremlin and his girl getting in a fight. And this is why, guys, a lot of times you just need to mind your damn business. If it's that big of a deal, call the police. This is not your fight, nor your job to be the mediator for a woman and her super gremlin boyfriend.
Detectives say Payne did not have a gun and posed no threat, though Doherty felt intimidated by the basketball player's much larger build. Doherty is now in jail with a charge of first-degree murder. In East Orlando, Bob Hazen, West 2 News.
He was a star for the Spartans from 2010 to 2014. He also gained national attention for his bond with Lacey Holsworth, a young girl battling cancer. Adreian Payne was shot and killed early this morning in Orlando. Pamela Osborne live tonight following the very latest information from police down in Florida. Pamela.
Karen, police are saying they have that shooter in custody. Still, so many questions remain at this hour about what led up to the shooting death of Adreian Payne.
Payne strikes again and dunking it down.
Adreian Payne, a first-round NBA draft pick and Star Center standout at Michigan State University, was shot and killed in Orlando this morning. Investigators say the first call came in just after 1:30. When they arrived on scene, they found Payne injured. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Payne, who played for the Spartans from 2010 to 2014, warmed hearts all across the country. His senior year, his special relationship with Lacey Halsworth, an 8-year-old cancer patient who he met 2 years earlier during a hospital visit, was on display that winning season. The Orange County Sheriff's Department hasn't released much information except to say the shooter, a man by the name of Lawrence Doherty, remained on the scene, was taken into custody and placed under arrest for first-degree murder. Adreian Payne was 31 years old.
Wow.
And within the last hour, Tom Izzo released a statement.
And you know, they say Chilvary is dead and women killed it, but I think it's more like Chilvary is dead and the super gremlins on demon time killed it, because now it's like if you intervene in a situation between a man and a woman, you're most likely going to get retaliation from that man. You know, you're defending a lady's honor. You're going out of your way to mediate a domestic dispute, which that's not your job. That's the police job. And if they would have called the police, Doherty most likely would have been arrested on the spot. So, you know, I don't want to say don't intervene when you see something wrong, but at the same time, don't intervene. Just call the police. Maybe create some type of distraction that doesn't directly involve you so that it doesn't escalate quickly. But at the end of the day, it's hard to advise people to be the knight in shining armor in the you know, the combative good Samaritan, because this is what could happen.
Statement expressing his shock and sadness. It reads in part, Adreian was loved by his teammates and coaches who respected his development as a player and a person. He goes on to say that today is an incredibly difficult day for Spartans, and that Adreian would actually go back to East Lansing to develop relationships with the players that came after him. Reporting live tonight, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Tough one. All right, Pamela.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.